And now some new information on a story 10 TV broke first. The man known as the Cleveland kidnapper takes his own life. Ariel Castro was found hanging inside his prison cell in Pickaway County last night. And again, thank you for joining us today for 10 TV News at noon. I'm Tracy Townsend. The Franklin County coroner says an autopsy done this morning proves Castro's death was a suicide. Again, 10 TV broke this story overnight for you, and we continue to follow it with team coverage. Shayla Reeves has reaction from the Cleveland neighborhood where Castro held 3 women for almost a decade. And Jessa Goddard is back here in Columbus at the State Highway Patrol headquarters. Jessa, we start with you. The Highway Patrol heading up this investigation into what happened at the prison. What have you learned so far?
Well, Tracy, that investigation already underway here at the Ohio State Highway Patrol headquarters on West Broad Street. I'm told investigators with the Office of Investigative Services were dispatched from these headquarters last night to the Correctional Reception Center in Orient. 53-year-old Ariel Castro was found hanging in his cell around 9:20 last night. The Franklin County coroner says an autopsy conducted just hours ago shows it was a suicide and the cause of death was hanging. A prison spokeswoman says Castro was in protective custody because of the notoriety of his case, meaning he was checked every 30 minutes. The investigative unit will be looking into that and the manner in which Castro hanged himself. Meantime, his attorney, Craig Weintraub, tells 10 TV he is also working to get answers for Ariel Castro's family.
I think, though, that there needs to be an in-depth investigation to try to find out exactly what happened. This just doesn't happen within a 30-day period in a very high-profile case.
We should note Ariel Castro was not on suicide watch. We should also note the Ohio State Highway Patrol is responsible for investigations that take place at state correctional facilities, and they say that is exactly what is taking place at this hour. Reporting live from Ohio State Highway Patrol headquarters, Jessa Goddard, 10 TV News.
And that Cleveland community where those 3 women were discovered alive in Ariel Castro's home is being rocked again with the news of Castro's death. We have crews in the Cleveland neighborhood to find out how people closest to this story are reacting to all of it. 10 TV's Shayla Reeves spent the morning just outside Castro's demolished house of horrors.
All around me, Seymour Avenue has become a parking lot for media stations from around the country. People who live here are walking outside their doors and finding cameras. In some cases, drivers are making their way down the street, snapping pictures as they pass. Now, the focus for many is a glimpse of this lot turned garden right behind me. 2207 Seymour Avenue, once the home of convicted kidnapper Ariel Castro. Today, as Cleveland residents picked up a copy of the morning paper, the latest chapter in this story is on the front page. Corrections officials say Castro hanged himself in his prison cell and later died at OSU Wexner Medical Center. Neighbors dealing with the story for months reacted to the news.
First thing I thought of this was he's a coward. You know, I've known the family before Gina went missing, have been part of the search and held the rallies since she's been missing, was part of the destruction, got to drive the bulldozer to bring down Ariel's house. So first thought in my mind of when Ariel committed suicide is this is a coward that thought of himself again. It
was here on Seymour Avenue where investigators found the answers to 3 cases that took years to solve. What happened to Amanda Berry, Gina De Jesus, and Michelle Knight? 3 missing person cases now solved. Now a neighborhood is trying to make sense of what happened last night. Reporting in Cleveland, Shayla Reeves, 10 TV News.
And Castro's death is what many are calling a shocking development in a case that stems back more than 10 years. Here now is a closer look at what brought us to this point. Castro kidnapped the first girl back in 2002. Michelle Knight, Amanda Berry, and Gina De Jesus escaped in May of this year, more than 10 years after that first abduction. And a little more than a month ago, Castro was sentenced to life in prison plus 1,000 years. 10 TV was first to break the news of Ariel Castro's death overnight. Stay with us throughout the day and online at 10tv.com as new details become available. And 10tv.com has some extra elements on this story as we keep track of the developments. You can log on to read the full statement from prison officials about Castro's death and a full story archive.